another day filled with hope. Come on in. I know we had some trouble just now, but we are back live. So let me know who's coming in the chat. We are right now on Speedway Boulevard. Just have to do some things now because I did make a mistake with the last stream and I had it on the wrong setting. So come on in. We are right here on Speedway Boulevard. We're going to run down here, do a little stream. I do have the flowers. There is some other videos that we're going to listen to today, but welcome in. We're just getting started. Show you where we are at right now, right on the main road. And look at this cool bull. So I just have to do a couple things since I messed up with the last stream. So give me 1 minute. So welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good morning and afternoon. Just give me 1 second while I get this set up on my end. But let me know. We are going to drive out to drop those flowers at Nancy Guthrie's house or by the mailbox. But right now, this is right off of the main road, Speedway Boulevard. There was a Swat situation going on, not connected to Nancy Guthrie, that we will see what's going on. There's also a protest going on today. We might drive by just to get a little bit of footage of what's going on at the protest. So this is going to be a action-packed day. And thank you everyone hitting the like button. We got 6. We're up to 6 likes. Thank you so much. Whoa, so I am just going to do a couple things here on the phone. Since I messed up, I have to videos up real quick, or share. So who do we have in the chat? Fiona Barlow, Pooya, Ace Guy, welcome in. Kathleen, Hiders, all the mods, welcome in to the mods. Good afternoon, Sweet Bree. Okay, almost ready to go. I just got to post this up. And we are going to hit the road down Speedway to this SWAT situation. 20 minutes ago, it was still going on, so we're going to just see if it is going on. Thank you for hitting the hearts. I see someone's hitting hearts in the chat. That's awesome. Thank you. Almost ready. Doo-doo. Yeah, I had everything set up, and then I had it on the vertical instead of horizontal. Sometimes that happens, and I usually double check, including today, but for whatever reason, something didn't click. So almost there, guys. We are going to hit the road right now. If we see any incidents along the way, but there is a SWAT situation going on right now. We're going to see if we can make it there in time. All right, we are ready. Introduce myself again. My name is Damien. I'm here in Tucson. I've been covering Tucson here on the channel for over 2 years now. All kinds of incidents, including Holly Dasso. If you want to look up the Holly Dasso case. And so the way that this is all conspired, maybe a lot of you, or not conspired, but just happened, is a lot of people you came is one day, it was February 1st, I got a call because, or not a call, I saw the report that there was an elderly woman missing and it was Nancy Guthrie. So I headed right over there as soon as it became a media story, as you guys have seen. So I've been covering this case since day one, trying to keep focused on exactly what happened that day that Nancy was taken. And so where we're at today is we're keeping the awareness going. A lot of other YouTubers and media showed up and still covering the case today. So I try to be there for them with anything they want to know about Tucson. You know, how the layout is, why they're not searching maybe, and really get to the main focus of what we're trying to do is maybe the YouTubers will bring a clue. You know, I think they do watch a lot of these shows. At least they probably have somebody that monitors them, new leads or new clues. But right now, shout out to all of the people who have been covering this in their own way, spreading the awareness, because this is also about all victims of crime happening every day all across America. This one obviously has a lot of media attention, so try to also bring awareness of cases in your state. So if you do have a case that you're advocating for, but we are heading down Speedway right now. We are heading to a possible SWAT situation. It happened about, I think about at 12:22. So what time is it? Almost an hour ago they had it, and then I just saw a post. It was still closed, so we are heading down there. Maybe we'll see if it is still going on. We will set up. But thank you guys for tuning in. Then we will head over to Annie Guthrie's house to leave the flowers just by her mailbox. We're just going to stop and just leave a flower by her mailbox. Because beyond all the people watching, there is a family, you know, that still wants answers, that still needs support. And we are here together to support them. Even if it's just a flower. Adrian from Scotland, thank you so much. Welcome in. Welcome in, Adrian. Good to see you back. Thank you. So right now we are on the main road of Speedway. Right where the banner is where this SWAT situation is going. So I was going to stop by the banner just because I didn't get to see the final thing after she did the rocks, the painted rocks. So when we left, she was still working there, cocking out. We Thank you again, Adrian. We almost hit the 100 like mark. Thank you guys for hitting the like button, sharing it out. So it came in. I posted it on my Facebook page. If you guys are my Facebook followers, yesterday there was an incident in Tucson where I've never heard of her, but I guess they call her an influencer. So I guess that's in. I don't know. I don't know if she has a YouTube page or if she's just posts on social media. So they call her. She's an influencer, but you can go to my Facebook and read about a local influencer was arrested yesterday by ICE, and so there's a lot of people upset here in Tucson now and protest plan. Now the last protests, most of them are peaceful, just normal, protests, American right but there's been some that have turned violent. Now they did charge a whole bunch of people, not a whole bunch, about I think 2 or 3 people did get charged for one incident. So I think that might have been to send a message to these protesters that you can everyone supports if you're an American, you support protesting. It's just the peaceful is the main word. So we'll see. We might ride over to that protest. I don't know what you guys think about. I mean, we can cover Nancy Guthrie, 5 hours a day, 10 hours a day, but what if we switched it up a little bit and went to the protest? I don't know. I might do a poll later, find out what you. But we are right in the heart of Tucson. We're going to go to this Swat situation, which I believe is still going on. So we could get there, and this could be an active SWAT situation. You can see the city of Tucson SWAT vehicle on my Facebook page. Now hit the like over there and share it out too, because that helps. That helps other people stay informed. And it's a cool SWAT vehicle. I mean, I haven't seen that vehicle. It's massive. So we are heading down to Speedway. This is Speedway Boulevard. We're going to go right to the banner if we can. But right where the banner is exactly where this SWAT situation is. So we'll check it out, check things out a little bit. Welcome in, Tony and Alicia. Yeah, well, I mean, the main thing is it's a real hotbed of a subject, so I don't want people. I mean, it can be very divisive, so I'm trying to not really be divisive, but it would be nice to cover it just to see. Now, here's the deal. Anybody who has like legal immigration, the papers, they're in the process, whatever the case may be, they have to follow the rules. And if they're good, they're good. They're not going to be deported. So she was, I guess, a DACA recipient, which is somebody. They had the DACA program. You can read about that. DACA, where it's a path to citizenship. but you have to renew it every like couple of years to make sure you're still. So I don't know her process. It's her business, right? That's what So she has to handle that. And they came and got her for whatever reason. We don't know why, other than so she could get released if it's ordered. But if not, they might have to deport her. But we are probably about 8 minutes away, depending on traffic, to get to the SWAT situation where they actually had the road like blocked off, from what I heard. Speedway, the main road too. So I don't know if it's still like that, but we will check it out. Good. Wow, congratulations on your retirement, Shar. That's amazing, everyone. Congratulations for Shar. Just hit the retirement. Enjoy that time. You earned it. Three 333. I just saw we have 333 in the chat. We are right in the heart of Tucson. We are possibly going to a SWAT situation. It's been going on for about an hour or more, probably over an hour now. As of 30 minutes ago, it was still going on. I haven't been able to check. I'll check here in just a sec to see where we're at. I did post about it. Anyone coming in new to the chat on my Facebook about the SWAT situation. After that, we will head over to Nancy Guthrie's house, and I do have some flowers to leave right at her mailbox. But if you do want to support the stream, hit the like button, share it out. We have a great community in here, trying to give a platform for people to share their opinions. If you have an email, you can email me. Yeah, I'm going to stop by Annie's. I got a flower that I wanted to leave for Annie and Tommaso at the mailbox. I'm just going to drop it right by their mailbox. But right now we're seeing if this SWAT situation, so we got the SWAT. If the SWAT's still going on. Now what I heard with this SWAT situation is that somebody possibly maybe there was like a police chase and crashed into some sort of wall or something and then ran, and he was firing his weapon, from what I understand. I don't know. We'll find out. But they do have it all blocked off from the photos that I've seen. Hello, Kim. Welcome in, Kim. So hoping we get some new information released this week. I've been waking up every morning going, this would be the day, this would be the day, but it seems like they have gone cold on the media as far as releasing anything. So basically, at a certain point, we just expect that nothing's going to ever come out. And that's why all the different speculation is starting to resurface about, even though people have been cleared, their name still gets brought up. And it's hard to believe people are saying this case is so weird. It doesn't make sense. And that's partly because of the Sheriff Nanos and how he's presented it to the public. They, in my opinion, everything here is my opinion. So Nanos and the FBI, they just are not releasing the information I think that the public could help, or at least give us an idea of what they think happened at this point. If it was a group, could it have been an international group that was like trying to send a message? Or could have been a United States group? Who knows? I mean, there's so many theories. Some of the information I think that the FBI has put out was to maybe throw off the suspects. So a flashing red. Oh no. Hello, AZ Gal. I think we have an AZ Gal and we have an AZ Guy in the chat. We are right here downtown Tucson, or not downtown, let's say Midtown. Right by the University of Arizona. This light, they have it for whatever reason, it must be broken right now. Flashing reds only, so everyone has to stop. Hey, Joy. Mindy, hello, Mindy. We got through. We are heading to a possible SWAT situation. We're about 2 minutes away. Speedway in Maine. And after that, we will head up to the Catalina foothills to drop the flowers at Annie and Tommaso's, Annie and Tommy's. I don't know about Luke's. Hello, Hiders. Tony, Michelle. Yep, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Just don't want to use slander towards certain people. No slander, like there's no reason to slander anybody. So we will, depending on what is going on with the SWAT, if the SWAT is still going on, we will set up shop there for a bit, check that scene, and if it's not, then we will head over to the banner so we can check out the rocks. So, So we almost got 500 in the chat. We are right here in Midtown Tucson. We're heading. This is kind of like the main road. Lots of traffic because of the construction. There is some new activity with the Colt. Been following about the Colt that I went out there and kind of documented their property, and so eventually we will get back on that case. But there's some things right now that happened. I kind of had to hold back just to protect myself at this position. There was no threats or anything made, but it's just there's lots of players in it, and there's more lawsuits. If you've been following the Colt that I went out to, there's more lawsuits coming out, and so I'm kind of just waiting for some of those lawsuits to be. If we could go to those court trials of the Colt, if it goes to trial, I mean, I don't know if Colts go to trial. They just settle. They probably just settle. But I don't know. But as much as we're going to keep the Nancy Guthrie name out there, we have in the city. I could use help too. Me in my activism to bring change to Tucson, reach out, please. Now this is where, yep, it's still going on. Oh, still going on. Look at all these black cars. Look at all this. Still going on. SWAT is out. These are all the detectives now, and here is the house. I think I'm going to set up. Just give me 1 second. We're going to set up here for a minute. SWAT. This is where the SWAT raided. Just give me a minute. You could share it out. This is where the house was raided this morning. Do not know the situation. State troopers are here.
So I don't know what, but as you can see, it goes all the way down here, and this is just the ending. Earlier, there was probably 50 different, let's say 30 to 40 different SWAT people in out here. The scanner doesn't say anything because they've encrypted the scanners here, so we don't really know anything right now until the police release. They will release something. Type of bill. This is actually just a house. It's a house, like it's the first house on the main road. Um, Earlier in the day, there was some. Holy moly! Look at that. Look what he's carrying. He's carrying like a whole swords and everything. Watch this. I'm gonna see if he's got swords in his hand. Everybody, he's got swords. Not joking. He's got swords. You guys could clip that. Send me a picture. Look at that. The heck is he? Is that like a crossbow he's got? All right, everybody, that was odd. This is right off the main road here. The first house off the main road. Saw a rifle in the plastic bag. Yeah, I don't know. But look, this is right by a mosque. They this drug house was possible. If this is connected to drugs, which it possibly most likely is, I'm taking a guess. I'm just guessing. Is right next to a mosque. Imagine how these people in the mosque feel. This is the house. Very. Look at that backyard. Oh my gosh! Look at that back. Someone living in there? Welcome in, everybody. We are live right here on the main road. Possible drug bust. We don't know, but speculation. We cannot go any further here. Police tape is up. So here we are. This was, yeah, exactly. It could be. It could be. It could be that kind of house. See if I can go back across the street and get some footage of. There's a shoe on the ground, so they might have chased somebody back into here or something. See if we can get into like what they're doing. Yeah, he probably left the shoe running. but maybe this was the house that was supplying the neighborhood. We don't know. It could be. Does look like some sort of operation that we're used to seeing. Now, the SWAT team was out here this morning, afternoon, morning, I don't know, but they were out here. So this is kind of the wrapping up of the investigation, I should say. Now, they did just take. What did you guys? And I can see the chat. What did you guys see in that officer's hand? He ran out of his shoes, Joy. Yep. So we'll probably see him on night court tonight. If you guys tune in, a crossbow. That's what I thought. Thank you. Welcome in, Daphne. Lorraine, hello. A crossbow. That's what I was thinking too. Okay, thank you for sending that email. Perfect. Everyone give Daphne Case Files a follow. She does some great uh, posts, I think, on X and YouTube and all the social medias probably. Always see your content. Looks like a machete. Yeah, it looks like the thing is they left it there. They didn't put it in the car. He took it back into the house, which seems a little odd. Seems a little odd. But it is hot out here. At least it's not 100, but it's starting to get. So I'm trying to keep the phone from cooling off or from heating up. See if I can get a view in the house. Qatari sword. Yeah, it was some sort of interesting. What's he got in his hand there? This is a multi state trooper. We saw. See if I can get a piece they're doing in that house. Can't really see, but the state trooper too. Sorry about the shaky footage, trying to get it straight. Can't really see it too well. A Japanese sword. It could be. I thought it was a crossbow, so it was something looked weird about it. It it almost looked like a couple swords. Yeah, not Nancy related. Here, 857 Tucson, cover lots of different things going on. YouTubers, I've been saying there's a Holly Dasso case, trying to get somebody to help me cover that as well. Like get Nancy Grace to cover that case. Daphne's, if you want to look into that case, Holly Dasso on my page. Hello. Hi. What happened? Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. I love your building. Yeah. Yeah. Can I put you on film or no? No. No. Can you tell me what happened? I don't know. Drug rape. Drug rape. Oh, I think you're happy now. Yeah. Hey, blessings to you. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Look at this beautiful building. And there is a leader of the mosque right there. We just shook hands. I gave him blessings. There is the leader. this is this beautiful building. And he said, drugs. He said, drugs. I said, yes. I asked him, drugs? And he goes, yes, probably. So he is getting it cleared, his neighborhood cleared. We had a beautiful exchange right there. He's happy. Drugs are going to be out of his neighborhood now. Very nice man. And I'm sure he is going home tonight, sleeping a little bit more sound. This is most likely DEA, though. People are saying DEA. Most likely, we're speculating. Most likely, with the this was a SWAT, some sort of SWAT raid. So as you can see, we do have a big, lots of black SUVs, detective types. So we are taking our cities back, street by street. The Moss guy, he lives over here, and this look at his beautiful building. You should have seen the smile on my face when I asked him what happened. And I said, drug deal. You happy? Yep. But look at this, right in front of a mosque, and then here you have the drug house, alleged drug house. Now hold on one second, guys. I got to get my phone to share this out on Facebook. No other media here, though. We are the only media here. Only media here. We are right off of Speedway and Main for anybody here in Tucson, Arizona. This is a possible raid, maybe possibly a drug raid. We do not know. Here, I'm just posting something on Facebook real quick. I'm here, guys. I'm just doing a little bit of thing on the social media real quick. I just talked to a parishioner from the mosque, and he said possible upgrade and big smile. He's got a gun in his hand. He had a gun in his hand. Oh, thank you so much, sweet Georgia Peach. Thank you. I'm gonna use that to get a water after this. I got one water in the car. Go get a smart water. Thank you, sweet Georgia Peach, for the super. Anyone hitting the like, thank you guys. Any support, sharing it out. But we are seeing what they are bringing out. So far, we have seen sword, possibly a samurai sword of some sort. Thing is, this is Arizona DPS, so they've been there's a big operation that's been going on here in Arizona, up in Phoenix and in Tucson. So this might be a part of that bigger operation. This might. Thank you so much, Michelle. Get some lunch. Yes, definitely will. Hit the value menu at Sonic has a pretty good value. I get the snack wraps at Sonic. I pray to God. Yeah, exactly. Prayers for all the LEE, all the LE. You partied here. Yeah, I know. This probably house has probably been owned in the families for a while, so it makes sense. Um, I mean, there is all kinds of scooters they're pulling out in the back. I can see. I mean, there is just who knows what's in there. But the sister of the guy, whoever was arrested today, she was over here on a previous video. Someone else did. Really upset. Big old truck coming. Old truck. Have a good one. He's leaving with his truck. The parishioner of the mosque. So I bet he's happy. He's got a big old truck he's out of here with. Thank you so much, Mary. Mary, thank you. Get a spritzer. Sounds good right now. Refreshing spritzer. What are they carrying? What are they carrying? It's like another weapon. Another weapon. We are here live on the scene. Possible raid of this house. We don't know what for. Speculation. Possible illegal activity. Someone said they used to party at this house. Shout out to you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Wanda White, thank you. This is just the first stop of many. So thank you guys for tuning in. You see what I see. Got a tow truck pulling up. Tow truck. Tow truck pulling up. Right now, what is going on is this is a operation with the Arizona State Troopers and possibly other agencies. This was a bust, a raid. The SWAT was out here earlier. This is a summary going on. So right now they've been pulling out different items, illegal. Well, not necessarily illegal, but there were some weapons pulled out. But we are here. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Emily. Appreciate the super. I am doing well. So right now, this happened about probably about an hour ago, and now the detectives are on scene. They've been bringing some strange. There was a crossbow someone brought out. I mean, they're in the backyard. I wish I could go around there, but it's all taped off. So we're gonna stay here a little long, but they are tearing the house apart. I can hear hot pots and pans going. They are looking for something. But as you can see, this house is suited up with all kinds of cameras. Are those cameras or just lights? Yep, I would suspect one of those two things or both. But thank you guys for tuning in. The tow truck has arrived. We'll stick a while here for a little bit longer, but we do have the flowers to bring to Annie's. And there is a protest that I'm doing a poll. I don't know if we're going to cover it, but we'll give this a couple more minutes and then we will hit the road. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We are right on Speedway, the main road, off the main road, to give you a little perspective of where we're at. Here is the main road. Thank you again. I see Emily with the super. I appreciate it. Something's getting towed. I got my tripod. I just have to, when I hold it, I can see the comments. When I hold it, I can see it better. So I have it. I am gonna start the car though, so when I get in there, we'll have a nice and cool car. So give me 1 second. Keep it moving. All right. Back in the air conditioning. So a little summary of what we're at for anyone just coming into the stream. We are right off the main road here, Speedway, kind of near downtown. Uh, there was a raid this morning, and now there's a bunch of state state gang patrol, state police gang. So this is related to a gang. It's a state gang police task force. So this is possibly some sort of task force tied to a gang, most likely not connected to Nancy Guthrie, but they are going through the house with a fine tooth comb, and we will see. Thank you for subscribing. We are heading to. Oh, look at this! A motorcycle's coming out. Motorcycle's coming out. Maybe a stolen motorcycle. I'm missing a motorcycle. I think that could be it.
Hey, psychic writer. Yeah, this would be, and they could be going after some of these groups and trying to, shake down the trees, so to speak. It would be interesting. We don't know whose house this exactly is, but I just posted on Facebook about. I just met with the parishioner. We have a mosque right here next to it, and this mosque. You should have seen the happiness on this guy's face. I just said, "What happened? What happened?" He used a smile. I said, "Drug bust?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Are you happy?" And he just smiled. There is possibly. This is look at the back of the thing. It says State Gang Task Force. We are not messing around. So this is probably about, I would say about 20 minutes from Nancy, 15 to 20 minutes, 20 minutes more like. So we are going to Annie Guthrie's next to bring her a flower for her. We're just going to leave it by her mailbox. Maybe drive by Nancy Guthrie's house. There is a protest. I'm debating on going, not to get in the protest, but just to film at this same location. It did get violent in the past, but I don't think it will this time. So I don't know. But someone got arrested for ICE immigration, and people in the public are very upset. But to put it in perspective, we are right by the banner. Yeah, I think she was a U.S. citizen. I don't think so. I think it was a DACA recipient, and so hopefully she could get it squared away, right? Figure out what the heck happened if she was a DACA recipient. Why would they deport her? But then I also heard you need to renew your DACA like every 2 years, and if you don't, so maybe I don't know. I mean, if she's completely legal to be here, there should be no reason, but we don't know the details. That's the thing. So uh, we'll find out. All right, we are going to the banner now and getting a picture of the rocks. 2:21 already. Wow, the protest starts at 3:30. I might have to do that poll in a minute. Somebody says maybe I shouldn't drop the flowers off at Annie's because it could be considered littering. And I actually had that thought. I really did think about that same thought. So let's have a little talk right here. I'm going to pull up and see her beautiful rocks. What's the protest for? So there's an ICE protest. If you go to my Facebook page, there was a girl. She was arrested today or yesterday, and allegedly they don't know why. She's a DACA recipient, so she should be good to go, but they arrested her. But I heard today DACA, you need to renew your stuff like every 2 years or something. So she might have missed something, is what I'm speculating, and now she might get deported. But let's see what the chat said. Should we go to the protest? Yes, type yes. No, type no. No. Diana says no. Nancy and Annie's, okay. No, we got one yes. So no's are winning by 4-1, 5, 6, 7. No, no. No's are winning like 8-1 right now. 10-1. Okay, we're not going. We got one more yes snuck in there. All right, we will pass on the crap. No, she says. All right, we will pass on the protest. No, that's why I wanted to ask. Do not. Do you really? My DNA on the flowers. Well, I don't know. I'm not really worried about it, but I'm going to show you the beautiful rocks that she did over here. hot. All right, let's go drop these flowers off. Bring Nancy home is the message. Yeah, we're not going to the ice. That got vetoed. The ice protest got vetoed, which I'm actually thankful for. I mean, I kind of felt like I needed to cover it, but all the big media will be out there. They can cover it. All right, everybody, just cool it off a little bit. It's got to be over 90, but for whatever reason, today seems really hot. I think it's because of the overcast. Like, something just feels extra hot today. We are going to Annie Guthrie's house, and prayers to Annie Guthrie and Tommaso to bring a little hope. You know, maybe they'll see the flowers and it'll just give them hope, a little bit of hope today. That goes a long way. Stay hydrated. Thank you, Kathleen. Kathleen always with her positivity, and all you guys with the positive comments. Make sure the phone's not overheating. We're on the road again. Here we go. Hey, is that Christine? Oh, Christine, welcome in. And welcome in to all the mods. Any new subscribers, welcome. Try to go live as many days during the week as possible. Sometimes from the studio, been trying to do some studio shows, have some people come on and share their opinion. Obviously, in the studio, you can go to pull up videos, you can review different things, read all the comments a little bit better. Hello. Hey, Marlene. Welcome back. So we are going to go to Annie Guthrie's house now and see if we can possibly get her, just leave the flowers. I have some flowers that you can see behind me. I have not checked my phone to see if I have heard. I have not heard any of the other fellow YouTubers. So let's check to see if I got any messages. Crossbow. Oh, nice. Somebody sent me a picture. Thank you for sending me the pictures, the email. It's been 90 degrees in Pennsylvania. I'm not going I'm just literally going there and I'm going to leave a flower. Do you think that would be bad, Daphne? I'll have to stop and do a poll. Daphne says she wouldn't, and she's a true crimer. People are saying that they shouldn't, so I shouldn't do it. What I'm hearing. I can trust the community. I can trust the community. Won't bring the flower to Annie's. Will bring it to Nancy's. Lots of people are saying wouldn't. I wouldn't. Well, that's good. I mean, that's the thing is it takes a lot of people to majority rules on this one. So we are going to bring the flower to Nancy's instead of Annie's today. Just leave Annie. Well, I'll put it. I'll put it down in Nancy's in honor of all of them. You know, in support of all of them. Thank you, Daphne, and everybody who added their input on that. We will hold off and won't go to Amy Guthrie's. We'll bring it to Nancy's. Obviously, it's just going to be a quick drop. I wish we got some rain. Send some rain out to us. And speaking of rain, if you're getting any or you're not, doesn't matter. Where are you signing in from today? What city? What state? What country? I know we got Adrienne. She's always signing in from Scotland. Me and Terry are the only guys, and we're like, why would it be a bad idea? Sometimes, Terry, we just gotta trust what they're saying. But I don't personally think it would be like offensive or anything. But people have different like views of it, and I'm not always right. And so I'm gonna go with the community on this because it is a sensitive topic. That they're right, and it's not a right or wrong. It's just we're just deciding not to, Terry. We're gonna take it to Annie's where all the rest of the flowers are. And then I could see is like when she comes home and then she'll see the flower, even though we have good intentions, that it could come across as like offensive because now she has to think about someone came to her house and brought a flower, and some people think that's maybe invading their privacy. Yeah, there's probably different reasons why people would think that, Terry, but I'm trusting everybody's instincts on this. I haven't done it at all, probably for the same reason that you guys are thinking. And then today I just said, you know what? It seems like a good idea, but I can switch gears and go, you know what? Let's just not do that, and we'll take it to Nancy's. Thank you for becoming a member. Can't see who that is, but thank you. If I can stop here, I'll be able to see. Appreciate any new members joining today, helping us grow each month, be able to do more things. Trying to plan the Tombstone trip. I want to take all the YouTubers out to Tombstone this week if I can get everybody on the same page. Tombstone could be a spot. Wanda White, thank you. Wanda White is the new member. So we have the flowers. We're switching gears. We're not going to take the flowers to Annie's, but we're taking them to Nancy's in honor of everybody. Bisbee, Bisbee would be a good spot. I that's on the bucket list to take you guys down to Bisbee and spend. I want to go down and get a hotel down there because there's some really cool hotels in Bisbee. Now, while we're sitting on this trip up here, I do have a couple videos that have been posted. But let me know, have you guys, I haven't been able to check in about a couple hours now, but is there anything new posted on X about Nancy Guthrie, or is it just going to be another day with nothing? Another day with no updates? Kind of what it's been like. Bisbee, Tombstone, Jerome, Sedona would be nice too. Sedona, Prescott. It would be cool to go to Mexico, Rocky Point, do a Rocky Point stream. Yeah, Sedona is one of the most beautiful places in the world. Lots of people come here or go to Sedona, come to Arizona and go to Sedona for, it's got a real spiritual feeling up there. That's why the cult used to live up there. It's so beautiful in Tucson. Yes, it is. I might be a little biased, but every time I go on vacation, though, I go to other places and I go, this place is so beautiful. I think most cities, states have their own unique charm. It really gets nice once you get up here into the foothills, I think. Andrew! Shout out Andrew in the chat. Big dog Andrew. To fix the camera here in a sec. I don't know what's going on. Might be the weird sun angle right now. There we go. Dairy Queen. Oh my gosh, Dairy Queen. Do you guys have Dairy Queen in your state? I know there's some states that don't have Dairy Queens. Dairy Queen ice cream. Hey Pamela, welcome back. We are just cruising. We're gonna bring some flowers to Nancy Guthrie. Poke flowers. Orange Grove. Orange Grove Road. You guys have them in Indiana? Some people didn't think it was a good idea to leave them in Annie's, and I kind of agree. Like I'm like 49% uh, no, and then like or no, 51% no, don't drop them. 49. So we're just taking the high road on it and leaving them at Nancy's. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's going on here? Why is everybody stopping? No trespassing. Yep. I don't know if it's trespassing if I like stood on the street and then I like laid it next to her mailbox. I don't know if that would be, but it would probably be up for the judge to decide. So we are just siding on caution today. So we are almost to Nancy Guthrie's house. I got the flowers lined up behind me, as you can see there. Flowers. We are going to go in. But while we're driving up there, I do have this video that came out. If I can find it. This is from Brew Crew. He just came out with this one day ago. It's called "Was the Man on the Camera Just a Fall Guy?" So this is the Brew Crew. We are almost to Nancy Guthrie's house. We're going to bring her the flowers. Brew Crew, Beyond 50. How's the sound? The mind. That should be better.
Begin to realize something. This may not have been a criminal mastermind at
Better?
all. This may have been just a disposable person. You know, a person selected for one purpose. A person used to do the dirty work. Maybe a person who may not have fully understood what they were getting themselves into. And if that theory is true, then the real monster in this case may not even be the man on the porch. The real monster may just be the person standing behind him. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for being here again today. I really do appreciate it. Now listen, if you're new here, my name is Charles Brewer. I'm a retired law enforcement officer with 21 years of experience, and I spent much of that time working criminal investigations and just seeing how cases are actually built behind the scenes. This channel is where I break down real cases from that perspective. No fluff, no noise, just real analysis to help you understand what's happening inside these investigations and also inside the legal process. And maybe to better understand how justice works and why sometimes it feels like it's not working at all. Today we're going to go deep into the psychological profile of the offender in the Nancy Guthrie case. And I want to be clear from the beginning because everything discussed here today is analysis and theory based on publicly known information. Observed behavior, criminal.
And that's it. He's doing it based on his 21 years of experience. Shout out to Brew Crew. Everybody loves him, especially how he talks. It's very slow, deliberate, experience. So this is Brew Crew, Beyond 50.
Patterns and investigative reasoning. But there are behaviors in this case that absolutely
An office on wheels.
Discussions. And behavior tells stories. We discuss this a lot in different episodes here.
Hello, Skeet.
Behavior is evidence, and behavior, it tells stories. Now, one of the most chilling parts of this entire case to me is not even the alleged abduction itself.
Hey, Stephanie, thank you.
Although that is extremely chilling. But it's the approach, the walk toward that porch. Think about this for just a moment. An individual is approaching the home in the middle of the night, allegedly preparing to commit one of the most serious crimes imaginable. And yet they appear to have no panic, no urgency, no visible fear. Although this person may be shaking in his boots, I don't know. But I didn't see it. There's no visible fear here, no hesitation. Or something immediate. This offender either believed that he had complete control, or he emotionally detached himself from the humanity of what he was about to do. You know, healthy people, they experience internal resistance before committing violent acts. Their bodies betrayal. Their movement becomes tense. Their breathing changes. Their decision-making becomes rushed and erratic. But this offender, he appeared unusually relaxed. Now, that calmness can point to several things psychologically. One possibility is emotional desensitization. Someone who may already live in a world of criminality, someone accustomed to danger, someone who has spent time around violence, drugs,
Hey, Nancy.
intimidation, or just street-level criminal behavior.
What we're talking about is the profiler. He's kind of profiling the offender at the door, saying he's like a street-level criminal to like, he showed no, like, but he did look like an amateur, so he might be like a side man for somebody else, bigger, like the bigger guy. He might be taking orders from somebody, go do this, go do that kind of thing. So he might not be the main guy that kidnapped Nancy, is what Brew Crew is kind of spelling out.
Another possibility is narcissistic detachment, meaning that the offender viewed himself as being smarter than anyone else, maybe untouchable, in control. But there's another possibility here that I think
The only person that I know that thinks they're untouchable is Nanos.
deserves attention. And that's the possibility that this individual had psychologically convinced himself that he was merely just performing a task, not committing a deeply personal crime. That matters because when offenders emotionally distance themselves from victims, they often justify their behavior internally. I'm doing a job. I'm just getting paid. It's nothing personal. I'm just the middleman. That mental separation allows offenders to commit acts.
Yeah, what did they used to call John Gotti? John Gotti, he was like, what was the term they used? Like, I can't think of it. John Gotti he like never got caught. What's that term? Nanos is that. Untouchable.
That they otherwise might not commit. And when you combine emotional detachment with financial desperation, that becomes extremely dangerous.
All right, I'm gonna get my flour ready.
Strangest behavioral moments in the
I'm gonna pause this real quick. I gotta do this flour drop quick. I was like, is there a sheriff already waiting here for me? Nope. It's definitely growing though. People are still bringing stuff. All right, the flour there, guys. Here's the one that I picked out. All right. Sorry to leave that beeping. Forget this car has beeping. All right, let's keep it moving. Thank you guys. That is for you guys too as well. I know a lot of people have been putting in lots of emotions into this case, and so you can't do it. So I'm putting it here for everybody. That's not just for me. Here is the Brew Crew.
case involves the interaction with the camera itself. You know, the offender appears aware of surveillance. That immediately tells, law enforcement that this was not completely an impulsive act. This person understood that cameras existed. He understood that visibility mattered here. He attempted to interfere with the camera using his hand, and he used foliage from the yard in an attempt to obstruct visibility. Now, psychologically, that's fascinating because because it shows planning.
Good question. I'm stubborn.
Sophisticated planning.
Sophisticated. I don't think this was sophisticated. I think it's a bunch of luck. If it wasn't for Nancy having a camera, they would have nothing. I mean, there's no other, like, how are we supposed to find the person? Let's hope the DNA comes through, but right now, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty skeptical. If he had all that gear on, it seems like it would be hard to leave DNA. But hopefully we get a break.
And that difference matters enormously. A highly experienced professional offender, they usually comes prepared with tools like tape, spray paint, laser disruption. And they have masks that specifically is designed for concealment, like we've seen in this video footage. Structured entry and exit plans. But this offender allegedly appeared to improvise. That suggests that
improvise. So that's a good point. Most people, if they know there's a camera there, they're not going to use plans. So that suspect literally made a spur of the moment second to say, "Oh, I need to cover that camera." If this is a planned event, he's not going to be thinking last second, "Oh, I need to cover a camera with some plans." So, to me, this is just a bunch of young thugs, unexperienced amateurs.
Someone was operating under pressure. Someone trying to appear professional without truly being professional. And law enforcement sees this all the time. You know, individuals, they attempt to imitate what they think experienced criminals look like. Almost like someone acting in a movie role that they were never qualified to perform in. That's important psychologically because insecure offenders, they can often overcompensate. They attempt to project confidence externally while internally operating in panic. And when you watch behavior carefully, you can sometimes see both happening at once. Calm movements, paired with amateur decisions, maybe confidence paired with sloppy execution. That combination can point to a level offender trying to carry out a much bigger operation than he was mentally prepared for. Another detail that many have discussed is the way that the firearm was positioned near the crotch area. Now, obviously, we have to be careful making hard conclusions from limited footage, but from a law enforcement perspective, equipment placement can sometimes reveal experience level. Experienced individuals, whether law enforcement, military, security, or just repeat offenders, they usually carry equipment in a way that maximizes access.
Down at A&T's, we were going to, but it kind of we decided not to as a community, because it invades their privacy, maybe private property, littering. We could have, and it probably wouldn't have, obviously we speculate not been a big deal, but it's a good point where, Annie comes home and she's not thinking about her mother missing. She's just trying to have a good day, right? And now she sees someone left flowers there. It's going to put her into the mindset of thinking about her mom. So maybe we just, and the trespassing, somebody mentioned the trespassing, we might trespass by leaving a flower. So we just held off flower this time. I'm going to stop here real quick just to stretch my legs and check my phone. Alright, back to the Brew Crew while I stretch my legs for a minute. Yeah, this is the place. I come right here because it has really good shape. The building is literally blocking it. Now let me check, see if I got any text messages. Not one text message. I think I've been blacklisted from the YouTubers. Alright, here we go. Brew Crew, Nancy Guthrie case. The man on the camera was just the fall guy, he titles it.
Ability and retention. It becomes habit. It's natural, maybe fluid, but inexperienced individuals, they often imitate what they think looks tactical. And sometimes it ends up looking awkward and impractical. Now, that awkward appearance matters because it can indicate somebody who was not truly comfortable in the role that they were playing. And that brings us to an extremely uncomfortable possibility. What if this person was not the architect? What if this person was just merely the worker, an employee, a desperate individual recruited because they needed money? And before people dismiss that possibility, understand something. Desperation changes people. I don't know if you've ever been desperate before, but if you have, you know that it changes you. You know, there's drug addiction that changes people. Debt changes people. Fear changes people. Manipulation changes people. Individuals addicted to narcotics, they often become vulnerable to exploitation, especially more intelligent criminal personalities. And if this offender is inexperienced, that raises another disturbing possibility. Maybe the real planner intentionally selected someone expendable, someone easy to manipulate, easy to replace, easy to silence. Now, let me be crystal clear here because there is no public evidence proving a murder for hire situation in this case. But from an analytical standpoint, we can discuss behavioral theories. And one theory that deserves discussion is the possibility of a disposable intermediary, meaning some instead they allegedly use somebody else, a struggling addict, maybe a financially desperate person.
Alright, I am back. Thank you. Sticking with me. It is a slow Nancy Guthrie coverage day. I'm going to check X real quick. This is the Brew Crew that we were listening to. I know Alex, he usually comes out at night. Let's see where everybody's at. I thought they would be here around now, but I have not heard from anybody. So JLR, he is on the mountain. He's climbing Mount Lemon today. Let's see. DGL, today we found an underwear tree about 3 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home in Castle Foothills. He put that X, DGL. Taken. What do you mean taken? I'm not taken. No one's taken me. Brew Crew is awesome. Yes, he is. Let's see where everybody's at. Oh, look. Oh my gosh, look, he's way up on the mountain. He's on Mount Lemon. That's JLR on Mount Lemon. Jeez, mark the shark out. Nope. Okay, Ted investigates. Nope, he left town for the day, I think. So AJW News, he went home already. He went home early. He goes out and searches in the morning. So we'll just jump back to the Brew Crew and keep cruising the day away. I'm just gonna see if anything popped off on X. I always go to X and I just put Nancy Guthrie. See if anyone has anything new. Seems like at any time they need to release something. Oh no, yeah, definitely, Marlene. I know you're just kidding. I was too. I was just kidding as well. I was kidding. No offense at all. I hope you didn't take any. We were just joking around. Um, so let's see. The little 30 minutes ago, somebody posed. I thought these guys had an actual plan to help find Nancy Guthrie, but from the outside looking in, it feels like some of them are still just using Nancy's home as a backdrop while claiming to have plans that seem to never happen. Some people are not really fans of going by Nancy's or uh, can't please everybody. There is no new information. Somebody put Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos believes that new DNA evidence could be the key to solving Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. He's confident a breakthrough is coming, so we are going to keep this going. Oh, DGL is live. Let's see where he's at. Oh, he's out the underwear tree. There he is, DGL. Maybe he'll find Nancy right there on the side of the road. All right, we will finish the Brew Crew. The Brew Crew underwear tree. Yeah, that's what I have to ask him about that.
Meaning someone higher up never intended to expose themselves directly to risk. Instead, they allegedly used someone else, a struggling addict, maybe a financially desperate
Baby
person,
girl Myra, welcome
a
in.
low-level criminal, someone willing to take enormous risk for quick money. Why? Because if the operation succeeds, the organizer stays hidden. And if the operation fails, the person caught the only visible offender here. That strategy has existed in organized crimes for decades. The street level actor takes the fall. The higher level organizer stays insulated. But there's another layer here that becomes terrifying. If the porch offender truly was inexperienced, then there's a real
Check
possibility things
last post.
suspect is seen on surveillance video.
Check Mark's last post.
Now,
Where would I check his last post? Where does he post? Yeah, I get something to drink. The good thing about this car is it has a built-in cooler in it. So the one thing in Arizona is, everything's always getting hot, right? Hot drink, hot. And this has a little in the console here has a little cooler. So I got a couple drinks chilling. I still have not met AJ. AJ kind of keeps to him, but I think from what Mark met him the other day, Righteous Monkey met him, and I think the way to meet him is you got to go out to wherever he's at searching and just meet him that way. So I'm gonna hopefully go out there this week. I've been wanting to meet AJ.
maybe the offender was only supposed to retrieve Nancy. Maybe he was promised it would be easy. Maybe he was assured that nobody would get hurt. But once real resistance began, once blood appeared, once panic set in, everything changed. Now the offender becomes a liability. Now the offender, he knows too much. Now the organizer has a problem. And historically, criminal organizations and manipulative personalities, they often solve problems permanently. That's the dark side of this theory. The possibility that the visible offender himself may no longer even be alive because loose ends scare sophisticated criminals. If this crime involved multiple layers, then the most psychologically dangerous person may never appear on camera. The true organizer would likely possess very different personality traits. He may be more intelligent, more patient, more manipulative, less emotional, highly controlling. The porch offender may have been reckless. But the organizer, that's the person who thinks 3 steps ahead.
The organizer.
Who understands compartmentalization. The person who distances themselves from direct evidence. And the person who lets others carry the risk. And psychologically, those individuals are often extremely skilled manipulators. They study vulnerabilities. They identify desperate people. They exploit addiction. They exploit greed and fear. And once somebody crosses the line into serious criminal conduct, that organizer gains power over them. Because now
Sweet Georgia
those
Peach.
people are trapped. One by fear.
Thank you for that sweet message.
And if this theory has any truth to it, then it investigators are not merely searching for one disturbed individual. They may be looking at layered criminal dynamics.
And that's why, if you guys go to the news and Google and type in Arizona DPS, Department of Public Safety, there was a big bust all across Arizona yesterday, Phoenix and Tucson, and that today's SWAT scene might be tied, and so they might be doing a really in-depth investigation and hopefully raids like we've been seeing to find out who these groups are in Tucson and Phoenix. Somebody said, hey, check Phoenix too. Well, that's what I think's happening right now. Back in the 90s here in Tucson, there was something, what was it called? The High Intensified Drug Trafficking Unit or Task Force or something. And they basically, when the drugs got really bad in the 90s, they had a big task force that they dismantled it all. And so right now you have to imagine that the FBI is looking at groups who would do this kind of event. If it's a local group, if it's a, group, a bigger group from Phoenix or even bigger, from a bigger state, maybe connected to different larger organizations, but let's just hope that some of these raids actually uncover something.
A follower, a planner, and an executor. Over 100 days later, this case still haunts people. And I think part of the reason is because the behavior feels unnatural. An 84-year-old woman disappears. A masked figure appears on camera. Blood is present, and yet the offender seemingly vanishes. That creates psychological discomfort for the public.
Hey, Wheezy.
Because people want criminals to look obvious, sloppy, easy to identify. But many dangerous offenders survive precisely because they blend into normal life. They look ordinary. They work ordinary jobs. They speak calmly and smile socially. And that possibility bothers people deeply because evil rarely announces itself. Sometimes it walks calmly up a front porch pretending to belong there. And today, as we head into another evening without answers for Nancy Guthrie, I want people to remember something. Whoever committed this crime, whether it was one offender or multiple people, you made a decision, a conscious decision. An 84-year-old mother was allegedly targeted in the middle of the night. And no amount of manipulation, money, fear, or excuses changes the cruelty of that act. So to the person responsible, if you thought that time would erase this case, you were wrong. If you thought that people would stop talking about Nancy, you were wrong.
We're not going to stop.
If there were multiple people involved in this crime,
till justice is served for Nancy, for Holly, for all these cases across your state too. If you have someone you want us to advocate for, I can do a post. We can even do a video. Let me know. But this, where I'm in Arizona right now, I'm advocating for those two big cases unsolved. Holly Dasso and Nancy.
History shows us something very important. Eventually somebody talks. Eventually fear turns into pressure. And pressure turns into mistakes. And mistakes expose the truth. Somewhere out there, somebody knows exactly what happened. And one day, that silence may finally break.
Amen.
It will. for being here again today. Please continue to keep Nancy Guthrie and her family in your thoughts and prayers. And listen.
Hey, Bev from Canada, welcome. This is from 2 hours ago, Brian Guthrie. I did it now. Brian Hinton.
I'm just wondering if they do find, and you hope that maybe she's still alive, but just talking realistically, if they do find Nancy's body somewhere, how big of a deal is that for the investigation? I mean, does that open up a whole new? It's massive. But if they found her body, it would be another treasure trove of evidence.
Exactly.
And maybe this time, the FBI and the sheriff's department could all be on the same page, set up a wide perimeter, because the body had to get there somehow. So there will be evidence on the ground, whether it's footprints, tire tracks. You hope they're detectable, but where the body is dumped, that will give you intel.
Exactly.
Things that are on the body, even in a
and that's why. Why would they take Nancy if it was a burglary?
if you have, if unless it's like in a lake or something like that, there's going to be things. I mean, just a hair or maybe even skin cells. If you were picking up something heavy, you leave skin cells on it, and they're not just going to blow away.
Let me know if we're back.
So there's a good possibility.
I
wouldn't bet my life that we would get vegan, but it is certainly a good possibility. I'm just wondering if you do find, and you hope that maybe she's still alive, but just talking realistically, if they do find Nancy's body somewhere, how big of a deal is that for the investigation? I mean, does that open up a whole new? It's massive. But if they found her body, it would be another treasure trove of evidence. And maybe this time, the FBI and the sheriff's department could all be on the same page, set up a wide perimeter, because the body had to get there somehow. So there will be evidence on the ground, whether it's footprints, tire tracks. You hope they're detectable, but where the body is dumped, that will give you intel. Things that are on the body, even at that's a good point. Even the location alone, um, these everything leads to conclusions. Can they still get DNA even if it's months and months later off of a body? If it's absolute bones and that kind of thing, it's possible. I mean, obviously you can get it from you can identify the body, but if you have if unless it's like in a lake or something like that, there's going to be things. I mean, just a hair or maybe even skin cell. If they do, I'm just wondering if they do find. Hey guys, I was just.
Dang it.
I'm just wondering if they do.
I'm gonna get the full video of this. SWAT, yeah, we were at the SWAT raid earlier. If you rewind, you can see that on the stream earlier. We were there. So this is a inside the first hours after Nancy Guthrie vanished.
There's a couple of different avenues where ways that's happened. There's a recall, but there's also the board of commissioners there that are coming up with different ways, and there's different ones that really want to push it forward. If in fact he was removed, what does that do for the investigation? And I don't know if you've worked on any cases in the past where like your supervisor or boss has been fired, or I mean, is it actually a bad thing at this point for when it comes to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, or would it be a good thing?
Never been back here.
I've had those situations where somebody above me has been moved out, or it is in Pima County terms rotated, and for cause, because the case wasn't going well, or headquarters felt like we didn't have things lined up the way they wanted it to be lined up. And it depends. If the person is the real cause of the problem, I mean, half the time you're saying, oh, great, now we can get to work. Now he's not going to bother us. He or she is not going to bother us. We're not going to have to go off on these little tangents when we know the direction we need to go. But some of the time it's, oh, no, not this one. They were really making this investigation work, and now we're going to have to kind of like really gather up whatever they were doing and try to take up to them. Right. So yeah, even on the outside though, some people might have gone. It may, I don't know, maybe it further complicates things. Maybe they already have a process in place. You know, I don't know. It will complicate things. It's going to be. Say he was removed from the case.
This is Brian Hinton from one day ago. I can't think of this guy he's interviewing, but it's a real well-known profiler, detective.
And say he was the problem. I'm not alleging that necessarily.
The landfills, we have to expect that the FBI and them are thought about searching them, but I don't think they've actually been searched. To search a landfill, it would take half a year to a year to search a landfill. And money. I mean, we're talking big bucks.
But say those were true. There's going to be, even in that situation, a confusion over, now who do I ask on this decision? You know, there are certain things you can't do without a manager's approval. And so you're thinking to yourself, who's the next in line? Who do I go to for that? They're not. And so instead of walking into the.
So we are in the foothills, deep in the foothills of Catalina. As you can see, there's houses everywhere, and they chose, for whatever reason, Nancy's house out of every thousands of houses around here.
Sheriff's office and say, remember that lead we had out in Marana or wherever it is? Mind if I just go take on that lead? And instead of a decision right away, the person is going to have to say, I'm new, sit down, tell me about the lead in Marana. So there is going to be, even in the best of situations, a learning curve that's going to stunt the growth of the investigation for a little while. But I would, if the sheriff had been removed and he was the problem, I would say that would be a very short time of stumbling and a vast improvement on accelerating the case going forward.
I talked to a sergeant from the Pima County Sheriff's Office in the last week. His name's Aaron Cross, and he was describing sort of how chaotic it was the first week right after Nancy went missing, that there was a communication breakdown within the department that also, bled into communication with the FBI. But I wanted to add, and he was describing to me how some of the detectives were telling him about the chaos right when they first got to the house, and that he was saying that some family members thought maybe she had walked off. Like there was all sorts of information coming in. The family was there. I wanted to ask you about that. Like when you first arrive on a scene, and there may have been a crime, there may not have been a crime, but family's there. Obviously, emotions are high. It could be a crime scene, but it might not be a crime scene. How do you handle that? Because obviously they're going to be wanting to search around the house, the family, and looking and emotional, but at the same time, I'd imagine you have to sort of preserve the scene too.
And you're not allowed to have confusion at a crime scene like that.
Exactly.
And let me unpack that, because obviously there's going to be.
No, this is not Dr. Q. This is Brian Inton. This is you might recognize his face. That guy.
Will be confused, but law enforcement coming in.
But that's the thing. That scene should have been cleared right away. As far as nobody can be walking around the scene. They thought it was a walkaway. They thought she walked away for hours. It sounds like.
You are the ones who've done this all the time. You shouldn't be acting like this is your first time at a crime scene or first time somebody's been missing. And it certainly wasn't with these people. The uniformed officers see it every day. I'm wondering what the heck, what is their training? The FBI and well-run police departments and sheriff's departments, we have an absolute plan. It's like running a play. You do this, you do this, you do this. You start with them. You talk to that person. You separate those groups right there. You start interviewing them. Let's find out what we have, what information.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is once found out that it was Annie Guthrie and Savannah Guthrie, I'm sure they got special treatment, right? Because this is celebrity. Not in a bad way, but it's just like they were giving them that platform. Hey, you guys are celebrities. You're Savannah Guthrie, your sister, and so maybe they didn't treat it like they needed to because they didn't control the scene. That's what he's saying. The scene was not controlled.
Going over to this room, don't let anybody bother me. All I want to hear is input from you guys. You know what I'm saying? You are the ones who come in and deal with the confusion. It's like, imagine if you cut yourself really badly, you're bleeding, and you make it into an emergency room, and the emergency room nurse goes, "Oh my gosh, you're bleeding." That's not what happens. They say, "Sit down, calm down. With doctors here, you just sit there, let us do our job, and somebody get some compression on that, this kind of thing." An emergency room does it every day. They may move fast. They may be very concerned if a person comes in very bad condition, but one thing they're not is confused. And so that being confused is not a sign of this is a really big crime. So we're confused. That's a sign of inadequate preparation.
How do you deal with family members, though? And not specifically in this case, but just sort of generally, people are really emotional when you arrive on the scene when someone's missing.
Yes.
Realizing that your mom is gone. and they are probably telling you things like, oh, this may have happened or that, and I don't know what happened in Nancy Guthrie's house. I'm just thinking of, if it was me, maybe I'm looking at the different, but you're kind of rushing around, I'm sure. Like, how do you deal with the family?
Well, first of all, you need to get them in a position, in an emotional position where they can provide lucid information. Get something. It's like why you always hear on 911. Okay, take a breath, calm down, just tell me, this kind of thing. It's similar to that, except it's easier because unless it's just one of you. But if you can get 3 or 4 people in the room very quickly, as I was saying before, you get them.
Thank you,
Get them
231.
away from the people who are running the case immediately. Get somebody who would.
Brian Enton, shout out. This is from one day ago.
Very good with people to sit them down, get them some water, say, give them confidence. We got this. This is what we do. We're here to help you. Now, please, quietly and as carefully as you can, and write down things if you need to, but I am here to listen to every word you say. And I'll be here for the next 10 minutes with you, not moving a muscle, hearing every word. And if you don't tell me calmly, it slows the investigation down. Doesn't speed it up to talk.
All right,
fast.
we're going into the national forest.
The person who's going to be in charge of the investigation is in another side of the room, not in a conversation with frantic family. They're able to think about this, saying, what do we have? And they'll get information from investigators. We have blood on the porch. Okay, we've got a crime scene. Then have somebody set up a perimeter. Somebody get investigation or evidence response out here on the way now. We need to start interviewing people around the neighborhood. You're in charge of that. You go do that. So as you can see, the fewer people you have, the more confusion there's going to be. The more people you have can be confusion if the person in charge doesn't have a plan for getting everything strategized. You can't. It's like you have to huddle before you run a play, and so it sounds to me like nobody took charge. If there's confusion, it means that nobody's in charge who knows what they're doing. Because if you have that person, they know how to compartmentalize everything.
Oh, you
it's
did,
like
Sean?
building a brick
It's a beautiful
wall.
area to
get
build a
all
house.
these things done, and then it works. Otherwise, it's just chaos.
Barney. This is Barney for sheriff.
And so, I would want.
Oops. Sorry
I think
about that.
what she's telling you is very accurate, and I would certainly not argue with any of it. But I would want to know the whys. The profile report on this thing isn't going to be a paragraph. This is going to be pages, and so I would want to know why she thought that.
You mentioned that the kidnapping, there's weird things about the ransom note that don't make a lot of sense. Could the kidnapping be a distraction from something else? Like they just wanted to, I hate to talk about it like this, to like get rid of Nancy and then try to make it look like a kidnapping, but I guess what would
hypothetically she witnessed a crime or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Statistically, we have a very strong database on how that's done. It's basically walk in, shoot, and leave.
All these areas right here, someone could literally drop anybody off, and unless somebody looked there. But there's just so many areas to look. I mean, the desert is so wide open. Yeah, we are at Sabino. Canyon, nobody homicide. Nobody homicide. They need to treat this case like. It is nice up here, though, for sure.
That's how the La Cosa Nostra and the mafia and crime syndicates and drug syndicates in Mexico, that's how they operate. Walk in, shoot, go. And if they stay for longer than that, it's only to torture the person or mutilate them to make a better, stronger message to anybody else who might be a witness. In this case, there was too much effort, in my opinion. There's no reason to make it look like a kidnapping because all you need is them dead and you not caught, and that's a whole bunch easier to do and not get caught than bringing the subject with you.
Makes sense. Well, thank you. As always, I really appreciate Steve for taking the time to talk with me. I appreciate you guys for watching and subscribing. If anyone knows anything about this case, about Nancy Guthrie, what may have happened to her, the number, of course, is 1-800-CALL-FBI. I am getting ready actually to make a trip to go do some work.
Oh, look, someone's flying a kite. Some kid's flying a kite. Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height.
Find, and you hope that maybe she's still alive, but just talking realistically, if they do find Nancy's body somewhere,
This is from today.
How big of a deal is that for the investigation? I mean, does that open up a whole new?
It's massive. But if they found her body, it would be another treasure trove.
Oh, it's a short.
I'm just wondering if
from yesterday.
Find and
Thought it was from today.
I'm just wondering if. So it's officially been 100 days since.
See if I can find it.
And maybe this.
I have never been to this place. It just opened up. Tucson Auto Museum. To maybe do a stream from here one day. I am here, everybody. I am here. Just looking at my phone here. People are talking about the DNA. The DNA could be the breakthrough. So this is, you guys probably recognize her. This is.
This person or persons didn't leave DNA behind at the crime scene. If he was there for 42 minutes or so and he had what appeared to be that white flashlight in his mouth, as soon as he touches his mouth, he's got DNA on his gloves. If he touches anything in the home or outside the home, which we know he touches the camera, there always has to be DNA there. But if they don't have the biological material available for us to go back to, then we can't help. If there is a second crime scene found, there's a second opportunity to collect DNA from that perpetrator. He went somewhere, right? He went in somebody's car. And so that person or person should be very concerned, because even if they don't have a viable DNA sample right now, either technology will advance fast enough that we will be able to get one, or there's another opportunity where there's.
If we can find the suspect, we will find Nancy. So I know we want to find Nancy, but they might need to find the suspect first. And we need some clues. We need some clues. Or they do. I don't know if they have any or not. Lots of mediums are chipping in, though. I'm finding lots of videos. Mediums are coming out. They are getting feelings about where they think Nancy could be. Lots of mediums. Shout out to all the mediums. Now, we will pop this one on. No new videos, no information. We're just going to keep rolling. I was going to try to find a new video, but nothing. No one's posting anything. A whole bunch of talk shows, long talk shows. So we will just keep cruising the neighborhoods. But I'm going to check this out. Tucson Auto Museum. If you want to look the place up and learn more about it, we will go there someday. Monk. Yeah, sometimes what I like to do out of respect is if they just posted the video, like I don't like watching it right when they posted it and posting it on my page. I like to let them get their the exposure first, you know. So, but yeah, Monks, I did see he posted a video 2 hours ago. So if you guys want to go check out Monk, I'm sure everybody already follows him. We've been playing his videos. We're on top of the world. $66 degrees now. That sounds perfect. That sounds perfect. I think we're probably around 80, 88, maybe pushing 90 at some point. Hey Nina, welcome back. It's freezing. Yeah, that might be sweater weather. Good night, Rita. See you next time. So what I think tomorrow is I have ran out of flyers. So I think tomorrow I'm going to get some new flyers printed up and get back on the flyer. I think handing those flyers out. We should have flyers at the banner. So I'll plan on hitting the Tucson library. 10 cents a flyer at the library. It's been a very beautiful day, peaceful day. I wish there was some more activity, something to talk about that would bring us closer to finding justice on any case. If there was a break in the case in Holly's case, that would be good too. And thank you everybody who hit the like button. We just hit the 670 likes. Anybody who was able to do the super chat, super stickers, I appreciate that. Helping the channel grow. as I grow the channel, I'm hoping to do some mini road trips throughout Arizona to start Bisbee. We went to St. David. We went to a couple other little towns, Benson. We went to Catalina, Oracle. So eventually we'll get up to the Grand Canyon, I'm hoping. That would be a fun trip. Flagstaff, maybe. Sedona. So you guys, this is a community, and thank you guys for joining every day. Whenever you can, watching the replays, hitting the like, and hyping it. I guess there's a new thing you can hype a video. I've been hyping all my friends' videos any chance I get. Thank you, Bev. You were awesome too. I don't know if I can make it to Canada. I mean, when I was in Montana, we lived right by my Canada border, probably like an hour or two from the Canadian border in Montana. Hey, Gene, we've had a busy day. It's been peaceful, nothing too big, Gene, but we did have a SWAT scene. Then we were going to go to Annie's and drop a flower off at her mailbox, but we decided against that. And then we decided to take the flower to Annie's instead. We've been listening to some different things, and now been checking X to see if there's anything. Like, this would be the perfect time for Nanos to release some just new information, something. You can't release anything? Throw us a bone. So that's what we've been doing, Gene. Thank you, Christine. Hearts for all the chat. What's up, Stay to Fly? I like that name. Stay to Fly. Welcome in. Tornado alert for Nina. Maybe we'll do a show tonight. Maybe I'll do a live show from the studio tonight, and people can call in. We can review. There was an interview room video, new interview room that you can go over. So maybe that'll be the plan. I like to hear from the people. Obviously, when I'm here on the live stream, I miss so many chats that it's hard to really have good conversations. So I'm really liking doing the studio shows and bringing some of the community in. But thank you guys for tuning into the lives, but also the studios. And if you want to come in and talk one day and share your theory, that would be awesome. I gotta check out this van. Check this van out. Crazy. Look at that thing. Would you drive that van? Would you drive that van? There you go. Would you drive the van? As long as it runs right. Exactly, Marlene, right? That's what you call a hand painted. That's art right there. Art on wheels. I know. I used to drive any minivans. They're actually not bad to drive. I can't tell what any of it like says though, other than it's just red eye. Is that like anarchy right there? The A? Interesting. He's got the dice in the window. That thing is cool. Not good symbols, exactly. I didn't want to say it, but yeah. Spooky. At least it didn't say free candy on the window or something. Free candy. The free candy van, stay away from those vans. All right, everybody. That is going to wrap it up for the live stream driving around today. We tried to make it happen. We got the flowers dropped off. That was the one thing I wanted to do from the heart. There wasn't too much activity as far as like handing flyers out. I'm going to get flyers tomorrow. I ran out of 500 flyers, so 500 have been handed out. So I'm going to head home, maybe get some dinner on the way home. Hopefully you guys are having a relaxing night, just chilling, watching your favorite shows. But tried to make it happen as far as meeting up with everybody, but everybody's kind of doing their own thing. So maybe we'll meet up tomorrow. Tomorrow, peace be with you, says Nina. Same to you, Nina. Thank you for always being here and tuning in. Thank you, Kathleen. 231. Appreciate all your hearts always. And then yeah, Monk's Intrigue. He's got a new video out. Go watch him. Yeah, you can rewind at the beginning of the video. There was the SWAT scene we were at. There was a house raid. So see ya, Pooya. I hope you're feeling better. Jean, thank you for coming in tonight, and Tammy, and everybody hitting the like button. 7 more likes, and let's get it to 700 before I log off. 700. Can we get 700? 7 more likes. Marie, have a good evening. We got 6 more likes. Can we get it? If not, we'll have to get it when we get off. Blessed by the best. Beautiful name. Love your name. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Marie. Teresa. Have a good night. Tammy, good night. 700 for 857. Can we get it? 2 more? Stay to fly. We got it. We got it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining, keeping the positivity flowing, the energy for justice and hope, and all your guys' comments. Thank you. Have a beautiful night. Catch you on the next one. Peace and love. See ya, Jay. Blonde, see ya. Marlene, see ya. 231, Teresa.